Hi ducks, I need to deep condition my hair and I thought I would answer some questions from the Instantgram while this marinates. This is really easy to do, by the way. It's a hot oil treatment, which is my favorite. You just take about 8 different types of oil, melt them down in a pot, gently pour that over your hair and let it sit. The heat helps the oil penetrate into the hair strand. Okay, let's see what the kids are saying. Will you ever do more condensed Shakespeare? Probably not, because they're very time intensive. That was a fun thing to do when I was in middle school and had just weeks of free time. That is no longer my reality. Also, at this point, I would want a production team and funding, so if you're Netflix and you want to see more condensed Shakespeare, then we can make that happen. What inspired the cover of your book? So branches, there's a big, beautiful dandelion on branches. Dandelions are something that I use a lot as a symbol. Neuroscience and psychology also come up a lot in this book, so the illustrator tried to make the leaves and roots of the dandelions look like neurons branching off. Thinking about applying for Young Arts Week, is it a good idea? I absolutely think so. I almost wasn't able to go because when I was applying for it, my high school didn't have my financial aid waiver ready in time, but we got it in. Awesome writing workshops and teachers, and I met so many people there across the different disciplines that I'm still great friends with. I think it's a fantastic program, but even if you don't get in, don't despair. There are tons of other artsy programs for young people. Buying smutty romance novels to read when Ramadan ends. Any recs? I wish I had recommendations. I don't even remember the last time I read a book that had like enjoyable sex scenes in it. This is a fantastic question. I can tell you Lee Young Lee has some great poems full of desire, if that helps. Do you plan on coming to Canada anytime soon? I would love to. I am trying to figure out book tour stuff for the next couple lifetimes. And this goes for any place, but if you want me to read at your university or local bookstore or bat mitzvah reception, email me and we'll see what we can work out. When did you realize you wanted to be a writer? There was never like a decisive moment. I was making picture books when I was a toddler. It was just always my thing. How do you pack light for a long trip? That's a really good question. I am about to be in Europe for 2 months and I'm figuring that out right now. What I am doing for this trip is I'm packing clothes that are all like in the same color family. So it's a lot of blues and blacks and whites, and I'm trying to pack a lot of separates and dresses that I can combine into 20 different outfits from 5 pieces, you know? What's your favorite music to listen to while you write? I don't usually listen to music while I write because I want to focus on whatever I'm writing, but I have recently been enjoying instrumental versions of Vampire Weekend songs, as well as Brian Eno's Neroli album. What is your favorite poem from Branches? Prayer for the New Year. It's the one at the very end. Best art piece you've seen recently? I don't remember the title, but it's a robot cleaning up its own blood. I will link in the description. Do you have a favorite Shakespeare play? Definitely Hamlet. How do you break out of a rut? I try to set aside time for myself where I can just read a book for like an hour, and it has to be fiction, and it has to be something really engrossing. Like, I don't want to think intellectually about what the plot is doing or character constructs. Like, I just want to read and lose myself in the book. Or I go to the movies and I get big thing of buttery popcorn and a red cherry slushie, and I just let myself be absorbed into the cinema. I also got a lot of questions about college. You poor stressed babies. I am graduating next year. What I wish I had done my freshman year, because I was very isolated and just focused on all of my deadlines, right? What I wish I'd done was be outside in the sunshine and with fresh air as much as possible, see my friends at least 3 times a week and have like good, nice bonding sessions. I remember one finals week, I literally did not speak aloud to another person. So when I saw my friends, once all my exams were over, I was just stuttering and stammering the whole time, so I never wanted that to happen again. And also eat full regular meals and maintain a sleep schedule. How to keep up with politics without cathartic use of primal scream. So screaming is very important. I also stay most up to date on local news, things that are happening in my community, because if there's a crisis, I can actually do something immediately. I'm also really careful about where I get my news. I do not use Twitter or any kind of social media to get my news. I want real paid journalists telling me what's happening. I also have a friend who can handle politics much better than me, so if something's happening, I will call him, because hearing him explain it feels a lot better than the New York Times editorial board. What inspires you to write? I want to make space for teenage girls, including past versions of myself. What's your favorite art movement? I love the surrealists. How did you get published? I won the position of Los Angeles Youth Poet Laureate in 2016, so there was a book deal included with that. There are lots of little contests and competitions that you can send your manuscript to like that. There's lots of databases. Poetsandwriters.org has a good one. How do you find all the amazing books you read? Thank you. I agree. I have great taste. Honestly, the smartest thing to do is look at interviews with your favorite authors and pick up books by any authors that they mention that they're inspired by, and boom, you have a new syllabus. How do you stay hopeful? Youth activism and rereading Hope in the Dark by Rebecca Solnit and Some of Us Did Not Die by June Jordan. What's your favorite word? Whistle. Do you have any favorite albums of 2019? Yes, the new Vampire Weekend is mwah, mwah, as well as the new Rico Nasty, mwah. How did it feel to re-release Branches? Really, really good and cathartic. At what point is it not okay to go back and revise, rewrite old poems? You can do that anytime. I'll change up words while I'm reading to you on stage after a book's been published. I don't care. I find myself debating the poem's authenticity after rewriting it. It's so much different than the original. It feels like trespassing on my old emotions. I feel that, and that's a very empathetic view of your past writing and your past self, and that's a good place to start. You can always go back and edit your old work because you said what you needed to say then, and now it's a new moment. My favorite color is blue. My favorite flower is lily, orchids, peonies. I have a lot of favorite flowers, don't make me pick. What are your comfort relaxation rituals? I love a hot bath. I love losing myself in the wonders of a novel, and also, this is a compression roller. You put it on the ground and you lie on top of it and you just roll up and down on the floor for about 15 minutes and it feels like a massage. What is your curly hair routine and your writing routine? The two cycles of my life. So for curly hair, the most important things are a sulfate-free shampoo, a good conditioner, a good deep conditioner, a good oil that works with your hair type. For me, it's rosehip oil, a nice curling cream, and a microfiber towel to just gently press water from your hair as it dries. For writing, I'll get up as early as I can. I will go to the cafe or library. I will write in a journal, not on my computer, and then afterwards I will exercise.
Do you want to answer questions? Do you have things to say?
If you weren't studying literature, what would you study? When I was little, I loved perfume. I loved the fragrances, I loved the bottles, and I didn't realize that was a real job that you could train for. So if I could go back, I would get my degree in chemistry and then I would go out in the field and be a perfumer. I'm getting my first job soon. Any advice? If you don't like it, it's okay. You just need experience to get through it. Don't be late. Try not to get fired. I've been fired from multiple positions. And if you don't like your job, you can always quit. I've also done that. If you had to fight one famous poet, dead or alive, who would you pick and why? Oh, I honestly can't narrow it down. There's too many writers. Tell me which literary figure you would fight in the comments section below. Today's fact is that Lord Byron really wanted to bring his beloved dog to his university dorm, but the university wouldn't let it. So instead, he brought a bear. He would just walk the bear on a leash around campus. Like, there's no rule against bears being allowed in dormitories. That's all for me. My hair is fully moisturized. I'm gonna go shower.
Where's your hair mask? Where's your hair mask? You don't even need conditioner. You're already so luscious.